If you've been following my content, you know the last video I made, I talked about the JAK Devastator aftermarket part for the Reclaimer 18 shotgun that turns it into a dual-wield beast for mostly one-on-one engagements. So you might be wondering, why am I talking about this gun yet again after I just made a video on this thing? Well, sometimes in these updates, some really strange things can happen. Sometimes things catch a stealth nerf or they get changes behind the scenes without us really knowing, and well, that applies to the JAK Devastators aftermarket part. And you might be thinking, oh, here we go, it's a nerf. Actually, you're wrong. For whatever reason, this thing is now even better than it was, and right now it's pretty much broken, and I can say that with 100% confidence. It is broken, it is overpowered, it is probably and more than likely bugged than anything. The gameplay you're seeing in the background is me just screwing around with this thing, just kind of being like really body and walking around and luring people into my shots with this thing, because it's kind of hilarious. I just needed some quick footage up from Plunder, so that's what you're seeing here. I'm not playing Rebirth or anything like that. In a weird twist of fate, not long after I decided to make a video and talk about this shotgun, and we got our Season 4 Reloaded update, this thing decided to go and get itself stealth buffed in a weird way, and I'm almost positive this is unintentional. I'm going to flash up on screen the actual stats, the advanced stats for this thing now, and those of you might be wondering, wait a second, those look like the numbers for the base Reclaimer 18 in Warzone. And you're right, for whatever reason, when you equip these, you don't get a damage reduction at all. That means with each of your one shotguns in each hand, you have the capacity to basically deal about 240 damage up close with one shot from one Reclaimer. So what that essentially translates to in-game is you can basically pull the trigger from each gun once and you will one-pump someone. They will be gone, insta-deleted. This was not possible before this update. In fact, you could only do around 280 if both fired at the same time. Now that is a lot of damage, but this, for whatever reason, now it deals insane damage. It was dealing 140 damage per one shotgun blast. Now it's 240, which means with each trigger pull, you can deal about 480 points of damage. Not only that, but you can still one-pump people out to about the 3.2 meter range or so, give or take a few tenths of a meter. And it seems like the damage ranges were extended for whatever reason. I think that there's something going on with the aftermarket part not mixing well with the base gun for whatever reason, but essentially before you couldn't get hit markers on the first dummy in the firing range. Now you can, and in fact you can get hit markers out to around 19 meters. Coming from 9 meters, that's pretty big. That's a pretty big jump there. And while at that range, you're probably not going to delete someone. You can absolutely still kill people with this thing out at around 10 to 12 meters with all four of your shots from both guns. And you'll be 3-tapping at least a little bit closer than that. And yes, you will be 1-tapping and 2-tapping. It's extremely strong now. And you guys got to remember, these things have 10 pellets each, which means that that reticle, even though the hipfire reticle is kind of wide, you have 20 pellets flying downstream when you fire both at the same time. So it makes it really hard to scuff up your shots unless you're just super, super far away and the range isn't really good. So yes, these things, they went from being really strong to just being plain broken. Like they're just overpowered now, they're broken. And I say broken in the sense that they're really strong, but also the fact that this is likely unintentional. There is absolutely no way this was intentional. There's no way they made this thing intentionally one pump like this and have that much damage that far. Now, the only downside, like I said in my last video, you only have 4 rounds per shotgun, but you still deal so much damage now that it's just too much. It's very oppressive. This is going to be a problem. It was a really good setup before this, and now it's even better. And now it's crossed that line where it's just a little too much. In fact, it's not a little too much. It's way too much. This is insanely busted. It needs to be toned down. Now, while this is hilarious, and you're probably going to see some people use it, this also makes me really sad because after I upload this video, probably not long after, maybe a day, who knows how long it's going to take. It might get some attention, it might not. But these things will likely be removed from the game yet again. If you remember last time, these things were glitched where you could have 8 shells each, really crazy fire rate. They removed the Reclaimer 18 entirely from the game for a few months. They finally brought it back a few months ago, and now we have this. And I'm scared that they're basically just going to yoink it out of the game again entirely, which really sucks. If any devs do happen to catch this, please just revert the damage profile to what it used to be. It's there in my video if you need it. Please don't just take the whole gun entirely out of the game. Please don't do that. We've been down that road before. Dragon's Breath is still missing. The Core 45 is still missing. Ideally, just revert the change. Just push it back to where it was with the damage profile before this patch. And the last resort, just disable this aftermarket part. There's absolutely no reason to take this entire gun out of the game, please. If any devs are watching, please. So while this is hilarious, go ahead and use it while you can. It's going to be busted for a little bit. It's going to be annoying. I don't know how long it's going to last. The snake shots got removed pretty quick. This might be the same situation, but I had to get information about this out there because these things are just hilarious when it happens, and it is fun for a little bit until it gets annoying when it's overused. But typically with these things that get really busted, they get removed or just disabled pretty quick. So that's probably what's going to happen here. Ideally, it just catches a nerf really quick, but that's going to be it for this video. Just wanted a quick little update to share with you guys. Have fun with this while it lasts. It's probably not going to last too long. I will update the comment section when I find out it has been nerfed or whatever. And with all that being said, guys, I will see you in the next video.